Giraffes are super duper tall. They're like walking skyscrapers. Have you ever seen a giraffe at the zoo? Their necks are so long, they could reach the tippy top of a tree. Why do you think giraffes have such long necks? It's a mystery. But don't worry, we're going to solve it together. Get ready for a giraffe adventure.
They're so tall!
Giraffes love to munch on leaves. These gentle giants spend most of their day eating, and their favorite snack is the leaves from tall trees. But have you ever wondered why giraffes have such long necks? It's not just for show. Their long necks help them reach the highest leaves, which other animals can't get to. This gives them a unique advantage in the wild. They eat all day long. In fact, giraffes can spend up to 20 hours a day feeding. Their diet mainly consists of leaves, twigs, and occasionally fruits. Because their food is so high up, they don't have much competition from other herbivores. This means they can enjoy their meals in peace, without having to worry about other animals stealing their food. But those yummy leaves are way up high in the trees. Giraffes have evolved to have long necks, which can be up to 6 feet long, to reach these high leaves. This adaptation not only helps them feed, but also allows them to spot predators from a distance. Their height gives them a great vantage point to keep an eye out for danger. This is starting to sound like a clue. Why else would giraffes need such long necks? Could it be for something other than just reaching food? Let's put on our detective hats and investigate further. Maybe there's more to this story than meets the eye. Do you think giraffes have long necks because they need to reach their favorite food? Let's find out. While reaching high leaves is a big part of it, scientists believe there are other reasons too. For example, male giraffes use their long necks in a behavior called necking, where they swing their heads at each other to establish dominance and win mates. So, their long necks play a role in both feeding and social interactions.
It's a food mystery, but it's also a mystery of survival and social behavior. Giraffes have adapted in fascinating ways to thrive in their environment. Their long necks are a perfect example of how animals evolve traits that help them survive and reproduce. So, the next time you see a giraffe, remember that their long necks are not just for reaching leaves, but are also a key part of their survival strategy.
Isn't it amazing how nature works? Giraffes are truly unique creatures with their towering height and graceful necks. They remind us of the incredible diversity of life on our planet and how every species has its own special adaptations. I bet they do it just to show off, but in reality, their long necks are a result of millions of years of evolution, helping them survive and thrive in their habitat. So, while they might look like they're showing off, they're actually perfectly adapted to their environment. Isn't that fascinating?
A long time ago, giraffes didn't have such long necks. They were shorter, kind of like horses. Can you imagine that?
These shorter giraffes ate leaves from bushes and shorter trees. There was plenty of food for everyone. But then something changed.
Yes, indeed. The environment started to change, and so did the giraffes.
More and more animals came along, and they ate all the leaves on the shorter plants. Oh no. The lush green bushes that once thrived with an abundance of leaves were now bare and empty. The animals, who had been so happy munching away, were now left with nothing to eat. The smaller animals, like the rabbits and the deer, had no choice but to move on in search of food elsewhere. The once vibrant area was now a desolate place, with only the memories of the feast that had taken place. The animals had to find a new source of food, and quickly before they all went hungry. What were the giraffes going to eat? The giraffes, with their long necks and tall stature, were used to eating the leaves from the taller trees. But now, even the taller trees were starting to look bare. The giraffes looked around, confused and hungry. They had never had to worry about finding food before, but now it seemed like there was nothing left for them to eat. The other animals had eaten all the leaves from the shorter plants, and now the giraffes were left with nothing. They had to find a way to reach the leaves higher up in the trees, or they would go hungry too. Some giraffes started stretching their necks to reach the leaves higher up in the trees. It was a sight to see. as the giraffes stretched and strained to reach the leaves that were just out of their reach. They stood on their tiptoes, their necks reaching as high as they could go. Some of the giraffes were able to reach the leaves, but others were not so lucky. They had to find another way to get to the food they needed. The giraffes were determined, and they would not give up until they had found a way to reach the leaves. It was like a giant game of giraffe yoga. The giraffes twisted and turned, trying to find the best way to reach the leaves. They stretched their necks in all directions, bending and contorting their bodies in ways that seemed impossible. It was a funny sight, and the other animals couldn't help but laugh at the giraffes' antics. But the giraffes were serious about finding food, and they would do whatever it took to get to the leaves. They tried different poses, some standing on one leg, others bending backwards, all in an effort to reach the leaves that were just out of their reach.
But not a leaf to eat. The animals searched high and low, but there was nothing left. The once lush and green area was now barren and empty. The animals were hungry and desperate, but there was no food to be found. They had to find a new place to live, a place where there was plenty of food for everyone. The journey would be long and difficult, but the animals were determined to survive. They set off in search of a new home, hoping to find a place where they could once again find food and live in peace.
Oh no, not the leaves! What a disaster! The animals were devastated. They had never seen anything like this before. The leaves were gone, and there was nothing left to eat. The animals huddled together, worried and scared. They didn't know what to do. They had to find a new source of food, and quickly. The animals looked around, hoping to find something, anything that they could eat. But there was nothing. The once vibrant and lively area was now a desolate wasteland. The animals had to find a new home, a place where they could find food and live in peace. The journey would be long and difficult, but the animals were determined to survive. They set off in search of a new home, hoping to find a place where they could once again find food and live in peace.
The giraffes that could stretch their necks the highest got to eat the most leaves. They grew big and strong.
Oh wow, that's amazing. But what happened to the giraffes with shorter necks?
The giraffes with shorter necks had a harder time finding food. Stretching helped a little, but it wasn't enough.
The giraffes with the longest necks had more babies, and guess what?
Their babies had long necks, too.
It was like magic, but it was actually science.
Over a very, very long time, giraffes with longer and longer necks were born.
That's how they got to be so tall.
Today, giraffes still use their long necks to reach their favorite food high up in the trees. These majestic creatures have evolved over millions of years to develop their unique necks, which can be up to 6 feet long. This incredible adaptation allows them to access food sources that are out of reach for most other herbivores. By stretching their necks, giraffes can browse the tender leaves and buds at the tops of trees, particularly acacias, which are a staple in their diet. This ability to reach high foliage not only gives them a competitive edge in the wild, but also plays a crucial role in the ecosystem by helping to shape the vegetation structure of their habitats.
They can even use their necks to fight each other. This behavior, known as necking, is a form of combat where male giraffes swing their necks and heads to land powerful blows on their opponents. Necking is a way for males to establish dominance and gain access to mates. The fights can range from gentle sparring to intense battles, depending on the stakes involved. Despite the seemingly aggressive nature of necking, it rarely results in serious injury. Instead, it serves as a way for giraffes to communicate and resolve conflicts without resorting to more dangerous forms of combat.
But don't worry, it's more like a playful giraffe hug than a real fight. In many cases, necking is a social activity that helps strengthen bonds between individuals. Young giraffes, in particular, engage in playful necking as a way to practice their skills and build relationships with their peers. This playful interaction is an important part of their development and helps prepare them for the challenges of adult life. So, the next time you see giraffes gently bumping necks, remember that it's not just about competition, it's also about connection and camaraderie.
Next time you see a giraffe, remember how they got their long necks. It's a fascinating story of evolution and adaptation. Over time, giraffes with longer necks were better able to survive and reproduce, passing on their genes to future generations. This process, known as natural selection, has shaped the giraffe's anatomy in remarkable ways. Their long necks are supported by a specialized cardiovascular system that allows them to pump blood all the way to their heads, even when they are standing tall. This unique feature is just one of the many adaptations that make giraffes such extraordinary animals.
It's all thanks to yummy leaves. The giraffe's diet is rich in nutrients, and their ability to reach high foliage ensures they get the best possible food. Leaves from acacia trees in particular provide essential vitamins and minerals that help giraffes grow and thrive. These leaves are not only nutritious but also relatively low in toxins, making them a safe and reliable food source. By feeding on the tops of trees, giraffes avoid competition with other herbivores that graze on lower vegetation. This dietary strategy has allowed giraffes to carve out a unique niche in their ecosystems, contributing to their success as a species. And a little bit of stretching. The giraffe's long neck is a testament to the power of adaptation and the wonders of the natural world. By continually reaching for the highest leaves, giraffes have developed a remarkable ability to stretch and extend their necks. This constant stretching not only helps them access food but also keeps their muscles and joints flexible and strong. It's a beautiful example of how animals can evolve and adapt to their environments in extraordinary ways. So the next time you see a giraffe stretching its neck towards the sky, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey that has brought them to where they are today. Did you know that giraffes have the same number of neck bones as humans?
It's true, we both have 7 neck bones, but a giraffe's neck bones are much, much bigger.
Giraffes can also clean their ears with their super long tongues.
Ew, that's both gross and amazing.
We learned all about why giraffes have long necks, and we had so much fun along the way.
Remember, learning is always more exciting when you can laugh and have a good time.
So keep asking questions, keep exploring, and keep on laughing.
The world is full of amazing things to discover.
Learning is fun.